Today, Iran launched attacks on oil and gas sites around the Gulf. Iran retaliating against the world's largest liquefied natural gas field in Qatar after Israel bombed its largest gas facility. President Trump denies that the U.S. knew of Israel's plan to target the Iranian gas field, but sources claim he knew. Trump says he spoke to Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu, telling him to not do it again in an attempt to tamp down attacks on non-military targets. And the White House has ruled out imposing a ban on crude oil and gas exports as it seeks ways to ease surging energy prices triggered by the war. But today, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth says the Pentagon sent a $200 billion request to Congress.
It takes money to kill bad guys. So we're going back to Congress and our folks there to ensure that we're properly funded.
In response, Trump stated it's a small price to pay to make sure we stay tippy top. And a White House official says that Trump is keeping all options at his disposal in response to a report that the U.S. is considering deploying thousands of U.S. troops to the Middle East in the future. Today, Trump met with the Japanese minister in the Oval Office and was asked why the U.S. didn't give allies a heads up about the war on Iran.
You don't want to signal too much. You know, when we go in, we went in very hard, and we didn't tell anybody about it because we wanted surprise. Who knows better about surprise than Japan? Okay? Why didn't you tell me about Pearl Harbor? Okay? Right?
In a major development today, a U.S. F-35 jet was forced to make an emergency landing last night after it was believed to be struck by Iran. This would be a first in the war. According to sources, the fighter jet made an emergency landing at a U.S. base in the Middle East. The war in Iran is causing another jump in energy prices. Brent crude oil has hit $118 a barrel, and the average cost of a gallon of gas rose 4 cents, now sitting at $3.88 for the national average. That's a 90-cent spike in 19 days. But here in Iowa, the average for regular gas sits at $3.47. And the ripple effect from the war could impact Iowa. The Middle East is a major supplier of fertilizer. Farmers are worried they could face an extra $100,000 in fertilizer costs this season. The price of diesel is also up $1.33 per gallon, which is driving up transportation costs.
Right now, we get 40% of our phosphate imports from Saudi Arabia. And because the Strait of Hormuz is blocked, that's not a viable option right now.
More costs for farmers could mean higher prices at the grocery store. New data shows wholesale prices were already rising before the war. Everything from flights to Uber rides will be impacted by high gas prices. Local 5 has your back if you need help finding where the lowest gas prices are in our area. Just text gas to the number there on your screen. That number is 515-457-1026.